It is time for the Thursday edition of Bet Rome with Bet Online and Big Head, made possible by our pals at Bet Online. And joining me to break down the Thursday night matchup, as well as several other games this weekend, is the Big Head himself, James Kelley. Head, what's good, dude? How you feeling?
Good. Hey, Alan, I want my jukebox, so get on it, dog.
Dude, that jukebox got ripped. The plug got ripped out the wall, or somebody took a sledgehammer to it. That jukebox does not exist. So you're going to be asking for a lot of things that you are not going to get, dude. There are no records in that jukebox right now.
Not good.
All right, so
no, good. Life's good, man.
Life's good. You can still do your thing without the jukebox. Let's get right at it. We have a lot to get done.
Let's do it.
Why don't we start with tonight's matchup? Miami at Buffalo. Miami has looked like they might be the worst team in the NFL so far, while the Bills at times have looked like they might be the best team in the NFL so far. So I know we're going to get a big, fat number on Bet Online. What is that number, Head? How you playing it?
The Buffalo Bills are favored by 11.5 points right now.
It's gone down, dude. It's actually gone down.
It did. It was 12.5. I think it opened like at 8 or something like that, 8.5, and it popped up to 12.5. It has gone down to 11.5 right now. So that's the live number on Bet Online right now. Jim, only Dennis Allen's Bears have allowed more points than the Dolphins have thus far, and Josh Allen's Bills are averaging 35.5 points a game and an NFL best 450 yards per game. So I think I like their chances in lighting up the scoreboard. Few worries, though. One, hard to get up for these guys after playing a bad Jets team, and two, their defense is banged up. No Ed Oliver, no Matt Milano, and they might be missing some secondary guys. They need to be stout against the run early and make this team one-dimensional. Buffalo is allowing an NFL best 124 yards per game in the air, but an NFL worst 6.8 yards per carry. Let's say they do that, and Josh Allen, it's probably because of Derrick Henry for the most part, and the Jets are kind of one-dimensional too, so a little bit off on the numbers there. But I think Josh Allen does Josh Allen things, and the other quarterback, half the player Josh Allen is, he does what he usually does against good teams. That's lose. He is 4-10-1 ATS v winning teams for his career. That is Tua I'm talking about. Let's lay the 11.5 points and go with Buffalo. Josh Allen.
There you go. There's your jukebox. It does work.
Just
playing the hits.
Josh Allen does.
All right,
Josh
so to me,
things.
there's really nothing to like about Miami right now, either on the field or off the field. So Buffalo on a short week is the last thing the Dolphins need. But, Head, it's hard for me to get around how fat that number really is for a couple of divisional rivals, no matter how much Miami sucks or how much Josh Allen has owned them. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm actually going to bank on Miami actually having some professional pride and not being a bunch of quitters and realizing they're playing for their jobs in prime time with everybody in the country watching, including their peers, and that they'll actually show the hell up. I'm not saying they're going to get right. I'm not saying they're going to win, but 11.5 points between divisional rivals is too much for even me to pass up. These slugs are also getting paid. I'm going to take the Dolphins and the 11.5, Head.
Ooh, I don't like that. I need Mike McDaniels in San Francisco, so I hope you're wrong there.
McDaniel.
Yeah, McDaniels.
Whatever. Josh McDaniels, Mike McDaniel. Anyway, that one works. That works. The buzzer works. Have that one ready. All right, Rams at Eagles. Great matchup and a rematch of one of the best postseason games last season. LA at Philly. What is our Bet Online number, and what are you doing with that?
So the number is Philly -3. This is a tough ask for Sean McVay and the Rams here. This will be their second consecutive road game, at least 2 time zones away, and playing back-to-back in the early time zone. So that's a death knell, even if they play the Dolphins, let alone the defending champions. Yes, bad for metrics there.
Dude, there's a lot of clock talk right there. That was interesting.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Eagles. I'm going to lay the points with that struggling offense. Right now, only Tennessee and Cincinnati average fewer yards per play than Philadelphia does. They have 3 pass plays of 10 yards or more, 8 fewer than the next worst team. 134 people have more receiving yards than A.J. Brown does right now.
What?
Dude is tied, with the Broncos' third-string quarterback, Tyler Beatty with 34 yards on the season right now, but I think that could change. The Rams have been
I'm
good
sure
on
that
the back
doesn't
end.
bother him at all either.
No, he's a team guy, not an AJ guy, so that doesn't bug him at all. But let's say he gets going here. Also, the Eagles D looked good last week with Loogie Carter back. They're a completely different team there. Add the fact that Jalen is 17-0 straight up as a home favorite. I like the Eagles -3 here.
Wow, that's a number right there. Tough call for me. Philly is doing what they have to do to win. I can't knock them for that, and it's still early on, but, man, they don't look anywhere near as daunting as they did last year when they were on their way to ripping Lombardi. And not only do we know that the Rams game last year, I mean, the Rams came this close. They came this close to beating them in their house in the playoffs. It seems like asking Philadelphia, who doesn't look nearly as dominant, to beat a good Rams team 3 times in just under a year is a hell of a lot to ask. So you know what, Head? I'll tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to say Eagles -3. Dude,
nice.
They're going to run that tush push a dozen more times.
I
And then
know,
go to war
I
for the
know.
right to run it a dozen more times. And they'll find a way to cover. They'll find a way to get it done, man. They'll ugly
Good.
it up.
Love that.
All
Yep.
right, we're on the same page. All right, speaking of critical divisional matchups, all right, Chargers v. Broncos, enormous Week 3 game.
Huge.
What is the bet online number here, and then what are you doing with it? This one I got to hear.
The Chargers are favored by 3 points right now. I have to give credit to Jim Harbaugh. He's long been known as a run guy, but great coaches adjust their talent, and he has done that with your neighbor, Justin Herbert, and Herbert's looked like a tier 1 quarterback.
Two thoughts. We are no longer neighbors. I got to own that. We're no longer neighbors. Number 2, I wonder how smart Harbaugh is. I'm not saying he's not smart, but is that what he did? Is he doing that because he's so smart, or is he doing that because they're unable to run the ball right now? Because if they could, they would.
That's interesting. They're only averaging 3.4 yards per game. But I did think about it a little bit more. When's Harbaugh really had an NFL quarterback where he could say, okay, let's go back there and throw it? I mean, Alex Smith, Kaepernick, dude, he's really never had that situation. He's never had a Justin Herbert, right? So I'm like,
he had him last year.
Know.
He had him last year.
I know, but towards the end of the season, he did start trusting him more early in games. I mean, we don't talk about the Houston loss, but before that, he started trusting him more. So I hope he does that here Sunday, because if Daniel Dimes got the best of Denver's secondary, I think Justin can too. I think we know that. Bo Nix, he looked better for 3 quarters last week. He should have time here with his elite offensive line and no Khalil Mack. But overall, the Chargers defense, they're playing like they did last season. Best red zone defense in the NFL, and too many advantages, I think, everywhere for LA, including Sean Payton coaching right now. Denver's inconsistent. They're tied with Carolina and Minnesota with the league lead in giveaways. And their new special teams coach, it's like he's left a cherry bomb or maybe a large dump on the gridiron every time his unit's taking the field. So keep coaching down, Slung Poo. Let's go with the Chargers.
Okay,
can you say that again? You think somebody sent a cherry bomb down the toilet?
My bad.
We try to put on seminars yearly.
Do you know the source?
It was either a cherry bomb or someone took a really large dump,
That is an incredible. So, are you 100% sure about that? Is
That's a fake call.
No,
we
it's not.
lost him. I'm sorry about that. We hope to get him back.
You didn't lose him. You hear that voice in the background, the producer or whoever's saying that's fake call. That's fake call. And she's just locked in. She's just locked in. Oh, that is really fascinating. Can you elaborate on the cherry bomb or the giant
took a really large dump,
4 minutes into the call.
That's a fake call. No. Stop. Get out of my ear. I'm trying to do my job here. You're fired. All right, so I was going to say, first of all, you're not going to get slung poo, but you did. My bad. So you went Chargers -3.
-3.
Okay,
It was 2.5. It's going up.
Okay, so my first rules of gambling: do not get emotional. Do not let it get personal. That said, watching the Broncos meltdown last week against the Colts pissed me off, and it made me feel like they did me dirty, like they did something to me personally. So actually, I was pissed and emotional, and I took it personally, and I'm still mad. So I'm ignoring my own rules. I'm getting emotional, and I'm taking it personally. I gave the Broncos way too much credit, way too soon on both sides of the ball, and I am feeling good about the Bolts, and especially Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnson's newfound ability to hold on to the ball. Bolts -3, Head.
Beautiful.
Bolts -3.
Nice.
Let's get it. All right, speaking of Indy, The suddenly rejuvenated Colts are at Tennessee. They're looking to move to 3-0, which is pretty insane to me, but absolutely doable. What is the bet online number? What are you doing with it?
The number right now is 3.5 minus for the Colts here at Tennessee. I'm riding with the only team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in their first 2 games of a season, the 2025 Indianapolis Colts. I'm laying those 3.5 points. Isn't that an incredible stat?
Crazy.
The first team ever to do that are the Daniel Dimes led Indianapolis Colts, dude. But I've been on it for a while. I love the Colts. Their offense, they're balanced. They have a superstar running back. They have 4 nice weapons on the outside, a 6'6" rookie tight end who's a nightmare matchup, and a pretty good line. The only thing I'm not crazy about is not Daniel Dimes. I like him right now, but it's that defense. Lou Anarumo, we love the dude, but your defense looks like it did in Cincy last year. Complete ass last week against the Broncos. I hate that. But various words back.
I don't agree with that. I still love Lou. Yeah. I still love Lou. Yeah. I don't agree. I don't agree that they're great, and I don't agree that their defense looks like ass. I got you, Lou. You know what's good in his favor this week? Xavier shouldn't be out there. Ward should be back, so I like that. Also, they could not create pressure against the Broncos last week, but they should be able to against this banged-up Titans line. One that's allowed Cam Ward to be sacked more than anyone in the NFL. That is not good, Tennessee. That's how you break a quarterback. Biggest worry last season, the AFC South underdogs went 11-1 ATS. But let's not do that. Let's go Colts minus 3.5. Wow. And you got the hook. So, look, I've got to give Daniel Jones credit because we've given the guy hell for so long, but he's balling. And the Titans are getting gashed on the ground. So, Jonathan Taylor's going to get his. Look, I'm not saying the Colts are some incredible story or some incredible juggernaut or that Jones is a rejuvenated Sam Darnold and he's going to win 14 games with them the way Sam did the Vikings. I'm saying, though, they are good enough to cover against a young, undisciplined team in the Titans that are having trouble on their line, like you point out. They're still looking for an identity. I mean, there is a hook here. I don't love the hook, but I'll take the Colts and the dreaded hook. All right, same thing as you for different reasons. One of the most interesting games of the weekend, Dallas at Chicago. I love this game.
Love this game.
Two lightning rod teams. Dallas because, well, as long as Geriatric is still above ground, they will always be a lightning rod. And the Bears because they're 0-2, and if they start 0-3, all hell is going to break loose. I love this game. What is the bet online number right now, and what are you doing with it?
So the number is 1 now. The Cowboys are favored -1 at Chicago. Jim, if there ever were a time for the first Wendy Williams double gasser of the 2025 NFL season, it would be right now. I don't know if Allen has it or not, but if you do, let it rip, buddy, because we have Dennis Allen's ass defense that gives up an NFL worst 39.5 points per game, an NFL worst 7.1 yards per play against the Flus and his gassy Cowboy defense. Now, Dak, there it is.
I actually
apologize.
I actually think it's appropriate. I actually am not gonna come down on you. I'm not gonna lecture you. You're so right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if it ever were a time,
can I have it again,
right there.
Alan?
Yeah.
Can I have it again?
That's Dennis's D. That's Flus's D right there. Now,
Agreed.
I know Dak will carve Dennis's D up. He's playing great, and it's Dennis coaching the team, so we got that going. But if Caleb Williams can't show up against the Flus's D, we know everything we need to know about Caleb Williams, right? Because Flus's D is just not that good, and the guy is not smart. Week 1, he was the only one in the world who had no idea Jalen Hurts could run the football and having no spy for him. Week 2, he let the russet potato do the only thing he could do, fire a moonshot after over and over. The guy's terrible. Add the fact, too, that Caleb's left tackle has been terrible this year. He gave up 8 pressures last week, but guess what? Jera traded the best player they have that would be absolutely eating him up in Micah Parsons, so that's good. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to take the point, and I'm going to take Caleb Williams and his Bears right here Sunday.
Yeah. Have you ever spent money on anything that Dennis Allen was related to or a part of or a principal in? Ever?
Yes, because Jameis Winston and Jamal Williams, 2 of my favorite guys. I used to bet on them all the time, and Dennis lost me a lot of money, man.
All right, so as I always say, I don't root. I don't root. I don't root for anything other than something to talk about. So in this case, I will root for the Cowboys to win this game because if the Bears do fall to 0-3, there will be all sorts of bleep to talk about. And the keyboard warriors and the lava slingers will be coming for Caleb Williams, demanding that the Bears cut him. And then we can listen to Dan Campbell Jr., Ben Johnson, and another extremely awkward post-game presser while Shoddy spazzes out again in the locker room after another regular season win. I don't know if we ever actually did play that on this show, but the dude was a complete spaz when he won his first game.
I don't know.
Hey, but look, don't get it twisted. I'm not taking either the Cowboys or the Bears. I am taking team content. Dallas -1.
Oh,
Dallas -1. Dallas
thought you were going to come
-1.
with Caleb. All right.
No, because we're going to get more to talk about if Chicago loses. But there'll be plenty to talk about if Dallas loses, but not as much as if Caleb, whether it's his fault or not, and the Bears lose. All right.
Incredible Monday. Yep.
It's going to be great Monday. Head, I will see you on Monday, all right? Have a great weekend,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
Let's make some
See you
money.
then.
Let's get it paid,
Thanks, Jim.
dude. You got it.
All right.
It's the Big Head. James Kelley and I do that every Monday and Thursday.